Lecture 6: Data Analysis and Data Management. Today, we're going to talk about data in general and how to analyze and manage it. What is a data? Data is factual information as measurements or statistics used as a basis for reasoning, discussion, or calculation. The data are plain facts. When data are processed, organized, structured or presented in a given context so as to make them useful, they are called information. So what's the information? It's the knowledge obtained from investigation, study, or instruction. Analysis of data. Data analysis is a process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, suggesting conclusions, and supporting decision-making. Data analysis has multiple facets and approaches encompassing diverse techniques under a variety of names in different business, science, and social science domains. Data management. What is a data management? It is the development and execution of architectures, policies, practices, and procedures in order to manage the information lifecycle needs of an enterprise in an effective manner. To make a data analysis and management, we first need to collect the data. So they are usually collected through qualitative and quantitative methods. Typical quantitative data gathering strategies include experiments, clinical trials, observing and recording well-defined events, obtaining revealed relevant data from management information system, administering surveys with close-ended questions. The qualitative methods most commonly used in evaluation can be classified in three broad categories: in-depth interview, observation methods, document review. Forecasting is a process of predicting future events based on foreknowledge acquired through a systematic process or intuition. It is required data and it requires data, information, and advanced knowledge. Visualization of data. Data visualization is a graphical representation of numerical data. The right data visualization tool can present a complex data set in a way that is simple to understand. It involves the creation and study of the visual representation of data, meaning information that has been abstracted in some schematic form, including attributes or variables for the units of information. Spreadsheet. A spreadsheet, which displays data in rows and columns, is very useful for displaying small data sets. When the data sets get too large, however, it can be difficult for the viewer to quickly grasp the relative significance of the data. All editions of Excel support data visualization through charts, data bars, sparklines, and conditional formatting. This can be used to create effect when creating graphical representation of data in a worksheet. Today's data visualization tools go beyond the standard charts and graphs used in Excel spreadsheets, displaying data in more sophisticated ways such as infographics, dials and gauges, geographic maps, sparklines, heat maps, and detailed bar, pie, and fever charts. The images may include interactive capabilities, enabling users to manipulate them or drill into the data for querying and analysis. In the next picture, you can see parts of a spreadsheet. You can see quick access toolbar, ribbon, title bar, name box, active cell, formula bar, scroll bars, workbooks, window, status bar, and sheets tab. What is a worksheet? The page of spreadsheet you are working on. Row are cells that go across the spreadsheet pages. Columns are the cells that go down the spreadsheet page. Cell, an individual spreadsheet box where you enter data. And cell reference is names of individual cells. Active cell, the individual cell you are working right now. Label, text used to describe certain values. And the value, numbers entered the individual cell. There are different parts of spreadsheet. A formula is used to do every single calculation in the spreadsheet. And there is a function which does a very specific job within a spreadsheet. For example, sum will add up a set of numbers for you, and average is another common one which will give you the average of the set of numbers. There are hundreds of functions available for you to make the use of within a spreadsheet package. We told about sum and average, and when you add different set of data, you should write the first data and put the semicolon and put the last data in the set. This is how you write the set of numbers. When calculating the minimum, again, you write min and then you write down the set of data. Like number, in the min example, you can say min D1 to D100, which means that it will return the lowest number from cell D1 through D100. Also, together with formulas, there are a lot of errors that could occur during the work with Excel. Here on the picture you can see some of them. So null is one of the errors, which arises when you refer to an intersection of two ranges that do not intersect. Div 0 occurs when a formula attempts to divide by 0. Value occurs if one of the variables in your formula is of the wrong type. Ref arises when your formula contains an invalid cell reference. Name occurs if Excel does not recognize a formula name or does not recognize text within a formula. Num and it occurs when Excel encounters an individual number. NA indicates that a value is not available to a formula. These are some of them. Relative and absolute cell references. Relative cell reference. This is the most widely used type of cell reference in formulas. Relative cell references are basic cell references that adjust and change when copied or when using autofill. For example, sum B5 B8, semicolon B8 as shown below changes to sum C5 C8 when copied across the next cell. Absolute cell reference. Situations arise in which the cell reference must remain the same when copied or when using autofill. Dollar signs are used to hold the column and the row reference to constant. In the example below, you can see that the reference is not changing in the picture. Let's talk about charts. Charts allow you to present data entered in a worksheet in a visual format. Using a variety of graph types before you can make a chart, you must first enter data into a worksheet. Here are some examples of them. We're going to talk about them specifically. A bar graph is a pictorial rendition of statistical data in which the independent variable can attain only certain discrete values. In a pie chart, the independent variable is plotted around a circle in either a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. The dependent variable is rendered as an arc whose measure is proportional to the magnitude of the quantity. Fever chart is a graphical representation showing change of a variable over time. Fever charts, which are also called line graphs or point-by-point graphs, are useful for illustration data that changes continuously, such as stock prices. Specific values of a function are plotted as dots on a coordinate plane. A sparkline is a small embedded line graph that illustrates a single trend. Sparklines, which are often used in reports, presentations, dashboards, and scoreboards, do not include axes or labels. Histogram. A histogram uses rectangles to show the frequency of data items in successive numerical intervals of equal size. In the most common form of histogram, The independent variable is plotted along the horizontal axis and the dependent variable is plotted along the vertical axis. The data appears as colored or shaded rectangles of variable area. A pictograph uses picture symbols or icons to represent data sets. Pictographs are useful for illustrating simple data and sets in an eye-catching manner. Heat map. A heat map is a two-dimensional representation of data in which values are represented by colors. A dashboard, which somewhat resembles an automobile dashboard, displays key performance indicators. Here are some examples of dials and gauges, infographics, and geographical maps. Also in the next slide you can see heat maps, pie chart, sparklines, and detailed bars. Thank you for your attention.